already know this is Pun, Drunk, Boxing, a.k.a. Mr. Moonshine himself, a.k.a. El Adobo, a.k.a. El Sazón, a.k.a. El Borracho. Ladies and gentlemen, the fight with George Kambosos, Teofimo Lopez is officially dead. Officially dead. The fight is not going to happen. Y'all already know that George Kambosos did not want to sign to change the date for the October 16th date. And also, highly credible source, a highly credible source. You already know your boy, Mr. Moonshine. Get it, get the info. Teofimo Lopez has offered to pay George Kambosos $300K. $300K, the money that that George Kambosos was seeking for so he could change the date, has offered to pay him out of his purse $300K to get this fight done. And they have declined. They don't want the money, so they don't want the fight. Ladies and gentlemen, this whole thing has been full of drama, right? And the fight is not going to happen. Now, we don't know what the IBF is going to be doing. Is they're gonna step in and offer the second mandatory, which is Isaac Cruz. If not with the Isaac Cruz, if Teofimo Lopez, that can't come through fruition, they could possibly strip Teofimo Lopez, or Teofimo Lopez could actually vacate the title. In which, if he does vacate the title, now this is my opinion, if he does vacate the title, he won't have the IBF. Then you know what, man, just vacate all the title, go to 140 and do what you got to do over there, because eventually everybody going to be moving up to the 140. You know, ain't nothing going to be popping at 135. Now, let me say this. Peter Khan, the manager of George Kambosos, which he's been flying under the radar. A lot of people has not been questioning him, nor the Kambosos team. Everything been going to the blame of Teofimo Lopez. He's the A side. He's the one that took it of purse bid and things of that nature. But you got to remember, Peter Khan, the manager of George Kambosos, was also the chief boxing officer, meaning he was the one that was running the boxing operation at Triller. This was the mastermind of George Kambosos and Teofimo Lopez was Peter Khan. You understand what I'm trying to say? He resigned September 16th. You got to remember, he resigned on September 16th when a lot of things was all in ambiguity with all these postponement and things of that nature. So, how you say it in Spanish, sacate pie. He got out the way, so maybe he won't get the blame. He won't get the fair share of the blame. And then nobody was asking a question. But at the end of the day, everybody was going on Teofimo Lopez team, in which I think everybody involved has an accountability to take. You know, he did change the date as well. To the 4th to the 16th. Ryan Kavanaugh, a lot of people blame Ryan Kavanaugh, but Ryan Kavanaugh hired Peter Khan to run the boxing operation. I'm going to say it again. Ryan Kavanaugh, the CEO of Triller, hired Peter Khan, George Kambosos' manager. So again, this is just not George Kambosos' manager. He was the chief boxing officer. This was his plan. They've been negotiating this fight with George Kambosos and Teofimo Lopez back in January. You got to remember, they were trying to negotiate with Top Rank and Bob Arum, George Kambosos and Teofimo Lopez for the June 13th date. Before any purse bid, remember, the IBF gave them a 30-day extension. See, a lot of people is not knowing about this because, of course, they're not asking the right question to get the right answers. Let's figure this. So I'm just letting y'all know. Remember, this was in January, probably late December. They've been talking together. IBF gave them a 30-day extension so they could keep negotiating before even being ordered to be the mandatory. You got to remember, this was supposed to be in Australia. All this, man, they've been dealing with each other for a long time, and it's so sad that they couldn't come to fruition. Maybe there's not enough money in the pot, and Peter Khan know that there's no money in the pot, and then he said, I don't want to be in this situation, and he resigned September 16th. So, you know what I'm saying? This been a very, very drama. So the mastermind headed out. Everybody gets the blame. T.O., Ryan Kavanaugh, whoever gets the blame. But I noticed something. I noticed that Lou DiBella, George Kambosos, with all these postponement, really didn't say nothing in social media. And I got to the point where until they say something, then it's really gonna be official, because it just can't be Teofimo Lopez, his dad. I also had McWaters. I interviewed Mr. McWaters. I've interviewed George Kambosos earlier this year. So look, it's been crazy, but the fight is dead. It's not gonna happen. Teofimo Lopez, and the worst thing, that Teofimo Lopez and George Kambosos has been off for a year. You know, Teofimo Lopez probably lost a lot of momentum, right? And George Kambosos is supposed to be in his prime right now, and I don't get it why he doesn't want to fight. I don't get it why he don't want the 300K. Maybe he want that money without getting hit in the head and take it to court and get some money, because I do believe he's gonna get some money. I do believe that Teofimo Lopez is also gonna get some money because the fight is not coming through fruition. And for him signing that deal for the new date, they had to Triller had to cough up money, leave it in escrow. If it doesn't happen, not leave it in escrow, but cough up money. And if that fight doesn't come through fruition, Teofimo Lopez keeps that money for whatever amount it was a good amount, right? So at the end of the day, financially, you already know that Teofimo Lopez reconstructed his contract with Bob Arum. A lot of people's going to say, yo, Bob Arum was right. He was a genius. He knew the value, blah, 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 blah. At the end of the day, it needed to take all this for Bob Arum and Top Rank to reconstruct the contract with Teofimo Lopez and give him what he's worth, even though that this fight didn't come through fruition. See, everything happens for a reason. So at the end of the day, Teofimo Lopez is going to get his money, maybe not from all of it from Triller. He did get the signing bonus when they did win the purse bid. You got to remember that. So he got some money off Triller. Kambosos probably got money off Triller because his manager is, you could say, is boxing Triller, you could say. So at the end of the day, man, it is what it is, man. It's a bad experience, but it's an experience they can all learn from. And this is boxing, man. You never know what happened in the sport of boxing, in the ring and outside the ring. But the fight is dead. It's not going to happen. George Kambosos could have been in the situation where he could have done what Teofimo Lopez did, you know, take less than what was promised to you, but he went through with it for Lomachenko and then became lineal for belt holder, undisputed, and all of that. George Kambosos, who's been working hard, IBF #1 rank, WBO #1 rank, he could have get that fight, probably follow his dream and things of that nature, but of course the business of boxing got in the way. It is what it is. Let's see what's going to happen next. Let's see if Teofimo Lopez fights Isaac Cruz. We don't know where Isaac Cruz, maybe he's not training. I don't know. But I do think that Teofimo Lopez, in my opinion, is going to move up to 140. If he does get stripped by the IBF or vacates, there's no sense of even staying. Of course, we want to see the fights with Gervonta Tank Davis in the future. We want to see the fight with Devin Haney in the future. I mean, look, if he can't find an opponent right now, he drops out. Let's make that. They could make that fight, Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez. None of them will have an opponent if George Kambosos or the IBF doesn't give him another mandatory like Isaac Cruz. It is what it is. This is the news. I'm just reporting the news, guys. I'm just reporting the news. Love y'all. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. Get my updated videos. I love y'all. God bless. And on to the next.